how how that atmosphere in the palace was so spiritual. It explains that when Swayambhuva Manu and his family would go to sleep, they would uh, there would be singers who would be singing different tunes and in glorification of Sri Krishna, and they would sleep hearing the glories of Krishna, and then they would wake up with these singers singing beautifully the glories of Krishna. Celestial musicians and their wives sang in chorus about the pure reputation of the emperor, and early in the morning he used to listen to the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with a loving heart. This is what Krishna says. We must hear Krishna's pastimes with a loving heart. It said, Anubadhena Rida Shrinvan, which means being attached with the heart. Similar understanding is in Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Tesham satade yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam, which means priti purvakam. We must perform devotional service with affection. Same thing that's given here, with a loving heart. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. What will happen if we perform devotional service with a loving heart, with priti purvakam, affectionately, is Krishna will give us the intelligence from within how to come to him. So that's why it's very meaningful of how to perform bhajatam priti purvakam, how to perform anubadhena rida, how to perform affectionately by being attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How do we chant in that mood? How do we chant bhajatam priti purvakam? How do we serve, perform devotional service, deity worship, offering bhoga, preaching, book distribution? How do we perform all of this priti purvakam, affectionately? It means by being grateful. When we are expressing our gratitude, then we will be able to perform priti purvakam out of thank you, Krishna, you have been taking care of me so wonderfully. I don't deserve this. There was one person, one king, he asked his ministers, you are all very wise ministers. Give me one answer. I want one single answer to the question, how are you? If someone asks me, how are you? What should I answer in such a way that it will be applicable in any situation? Any situation. I may be good, I may be bad, I may be going through tough times, I may be exhilarated. If someone asks me, how are you? Generally, I say, I'm good if I'm really good. I'm not doing good if I'm really not doing good. But what is that one answer that I can give? The ministers, they thought about it. They had conferences. They just couldn't come up with one answer. There was always an alternate. And so a great sage walked in and he said, I can give you the answer. That answer is, if someone asks us, how are you? Just say, better than I deserve. This is applicable in any situation. If there's something good happening in our life, we're saying, I'm doing better than I deserve. I actually deserve worse, but somehow I'm doing good. I'm better than I deserve. I'm grateful for that. If we are not doing so well, again, better than I deserve. I actually deserve worse. Prabhupada, one time, Prabhupada's finger had a small cut, And all the devotees were anxious. Prabhupada, your finger, your finger. And Prabhupada, applied the proper medicine and all. He said, "Don't worry about it. I actually, my hand was supposed to be cut off, but Krishna was very merciful and he just gave me a small cut. So I'm happy." And so, because Prabhupada was living by this example of I'm better than I deserve, and in that way, if we live our life with that gratitude, thank you, Krishna. You are giving me such good things. You are uh, taking such good care of me. Out of gratitude, I want to perform devotional service to you. I want to chant your holy names and glorify your holy names. That, at our level, as a sadhaka, is Priti Purvaka. If we just do that, that will help us elevate to the level of real affection, of, of bhava and prema. But before that, we need to start with expressing gratitude and performing devotional service out of thankfulness to Krishna, not out of duty. Even if we are doing out of duty, because our Guru has said, so I will do it, because my senior devotees have said, so I will do it, still try to bring some level of gratitude. Because Krishna, you're giving me so many good things. You're giving me the air to breathe. You're giving me such nice prasadam. You're giving water. Rasoham apsu konteya. At least that. And then there are so many other good things that Krishna is giving all different devotees. If you just recognize that, I want to reciprocate with your wonderful things that you're giving me. Then we are performing bhajatam priti purvakam. Then we'll be joyful. Now, being grateful for the good situations, but also being grateful in the bad situations. We're not necessarily saying grateful for the bad situations, we're saying grateful in the bad situations.